Drop them in the box, drop them in the box, drop them in the box. When them pills try to get at you, drop them in the box, drop them in the box, drop them in the box. Don't leave them on the countertop, drop them in the box, drop them in the box, drop them in the box. No cure for disease of addiction, but our best bet is to start with prevention.
Hey. What? You're live on the Recovery Clinic with Jimmy McGill and Christopher Dickey, aka 10th Second Chance. Chris, what's up, my man? And he's muted.
Every time.
You're unmuted now. I took you off.
Hey, thank you. Now I can appreciate what you when I would bring us in and you would forget.
Uh-oh. Froze up.
That's now I can appreciate that. Are we good?
Good deal. Yeah, I think so. You froze up for me on a minute.
That drop it in the box gets cornier and cornier every time.
What?
Where are you sitting right now? Where are you at?
I'm in Kirk Lane's office, and that explains the terrible signal I've got. So we're struggling. It's important that everybody watching, Chris, knows that I have. You can't hear me?
I can. I'm waiting for you to talk about how you're attempting a coup at the state drug director's office.
It's not a coup, but I had to connect to my hotspot because my state camera won't access this site. It's terrible. I'm not going to be able to come in and go live anymore. We're going to have to figure something out. So if you haven't already liked and followed the page, please do so because we love you guys. And without you, there's no Recovery Clinic. You make it all possible. Tell them what we do on the Recovery Clinic, Chris.
Well, it's an easy concept to get. One stick by itself is easy to break, but a bunch of us together, recovering together, is harder to knock us over. So the Recovery Clinic does just that. It keeps us united with all of the support and accountability that it takes to build a strong, solid, sustainable recovery foundation. And so that's what we're doing. We're together. It's a lot of uncertainty in our communities, in the world right now with what's going to happen. And for a person in recovery that's been sober since 2007, it still affects me. I mean, it's been difficult. And so I've got a lot of admiration coming to people who are getting sober right now in this time. They're choosing their life. They're not letting uncertainty and fear continue to rule them, and they're reaching out and asking for help. And so Jimmy and I developed the Recovery Clinic to help people get to the next level. When people reach out, we want to make sure there's resources. We're responsible, right, Jimmy? I mean, when someone reaches out, I'm responsible. I'm obligated. It's not just something that I want to do or need to do. It's something that I am called to do.
Right.
I had tons of people reaching out and making sure there's resources available for me. And so when someone reaches out for help, are we going to leave them on an island, or are we going to help them rescue? And so what I've seen over the course of all of our clinics is all the people in the chat that are participating and viewing and being with us is super important. Super important.
Yeah, we ain't going to let you drown. We're going to pull up on the boat.
Yeah, exactly. You've been at the lake too much.
Yeah, the recovery boat. We're going to pull up like get in, life preserver.
Hey, so Jimmy's being real right now. We went to the lake a couple weekends ago and jumped on a couple of just went blank. What are they? Jet skis.
Jet skis.
Went on a couple of jet skis. And so we were going, it felt like we were, in Miami Vice, cruising together, going, 90 kilometers an hour, whatever that translates into miles per hour. Some of our mathematicians in here can help us with that. But we would go, and then I'd look back, I'd be, where'd Jimmy go? And he'd be doing these little cookies in the lake. And so he's not joking. When someone says that they're drowning in active addiction, he's going to stop. He's going to do some cookies around them, scoop them up, and bring them to dry land.
I go pull up on you. Hey, And what's cool is we did that trip with a whole bunch of newcomers to recovery, people in real early recovery, and they will forever remember that as good, clean, sober fun. You know what I mean? They will always have that memory. That seed was planted that life is totally amazing without putting one in you. And we got to do that. We got to hang out all day with them and see them do brand new stuff that they had never done. I had never rode a jet ski until that day, so that was
It was a
uh,
blast.
oh yeah, it was amazing. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, it's good stuff. Chris, I
So
was thinking about
while we have you know, everybody's attention, I want to have everyone check in. It's kind of what we're talking about today. It's self-care, making sure recovery is number one. If recovery is not number one right now, please feel free to share in the chat what's going on. We want you to check in. Mental health is critical right now. And so, Jimmy, I don't know if we have that picture. Probably not.
you know,
So,
I'm
just
afraid to try to upload it
no,
because my
don't worry
connection.
about it. Everybody, just check in with us. How's everyone doing? I'll start. I'm doing really good today. I have shared with you all about a couple of weeks ago. I was finding myself in some depression and being very anxious and finding it difficult to put one foot in front of the other. And when I evaluated what I was doing is I was thinking about me and how I'm really uncomfortable. And so what I did to shift my priorities was putting recovery first and getting out of myself. And the way I did that was, Jimmy, getting into someone else's story, getting into people that are trying to find their footing in early recovery and going and being of service. And that's one of the best ways I've ever found that can. I don't know why it works. I know how it works. When I stop thinking about me so much and put my energy and efforts into somebody else, that is the quickest way to health for me. I don't know if you agree with that, Jimmy.
Yeah, service work, man. You know, at the core of my addiction was self obsession. Me. Right? Like, and it's crazy, Chris, because nobody wants to talk about the drugs today. They want to talk about the solution. We don't want to talk about the using. Well, to me, that's ridiculous because
You
I
have
don't
to.
ever want to get high again. And so for me, it's always about the drugs. I don't want to use no more. And so, but when I was, it was all about nothing else mattered but what I wanted. That's
Yeah.
what addiction is. The driving force is self-centeredness. And so when I help somebody else, it goes completely against everything addiction demands of me.
So I like what you said about that. It's drugs come in different forms, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Addiction is a shapeshifter, and
Yeah.
it can turn into things. For me, it's been food during this global pandemic. You could find me. I was pretty predictable around 11:30 at night. You could find me in my pantry, scarfing down all of this,
In your boxer shorts and tube socks, pigging out.
pigging out, man, pigging out, and that was contributing to everything I was feeling. And so it's like that cycle. I'd 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 you know participate in that action
Yeah.
and then beat myself up.
Yeah. Anything, anything that feels good has the potential to be addictive. Drug
Yeah,
use is just a symptom of the issue. What makes us people in recovery is the fact that we have addiction, not the fact that we use drugs. The drug use was simply the most obvious problem of our addiction. It's the problem that we couldn't hide. It took us down through there. We lost all our weight, teeth went bad, eyes sunk in, and it's a disease of perception. You the only one that don't know you look like the Walking Dead
I
stunt
look good.
double.
Look good. Just a little
You think
nosebleed.
you
It's
the
common.
flyest thing since an airplane.
Just a little nosebleed. It's common. I'm missing a tooth. It's common. There you are. You're back.
I
Hey, so I want to say hi
didn't.
to Teresa Apple. How you doing?
Oh,
Tammy, Stephanie, Paula Cunningham, one of my faves. Natasha, Matt, styling and profiling. I'm so proud of Matt. I recently saw a picture of him holding a little baby, and it just makes me feel so good. JD Skelton, so glad to see you in here, and the one and only Bobby Ward.
Oh, Bobby Ward's in here?
I think he's in here. I saw him a little bit ago.
But I
And
thought you
Faith
was finna
Lynn.
say Bobby Boucher. Water boy.
So
Bobby
we're
Boucher.
talking about
Ain't nothing like some high quality.
high quality what?
H2O.
That's right. Michael, Michelle, Sarah, Joe, Ann, we're so glad you're all here. We're just checking in, and we want to make sure that everybody is safe. How are you doing? What are we doing? Are you keeping your priorities in balance? It's difficult right now to keep our everything that's going on outside of us, everything that's going on inside of us, and to find balance in this time of uncertainty is difficult. And so we want to make sure that everybody is reaching out for help if you need it. We want to say thank you to the leaders that are taking people from one level to the next, and we appreciate the work that you are all doing. Michael is nice head, nice hair. Are you making fun of Jimmy? That's not nice, Michael.
I mean, all I can tell you is I make this bald thing look good, Mike. So he's got to be talking to you.
Glenda, how are you? So nice to see
That's what
you.
it came up as.
So I read a report recently, Jimmy, and it talked about half of America is identifying with symptoms of depression. And I think that's while that's a very sobering statistic, I would say that there's people out there that don't really necessarily know how to identify certain symptoms. And so I think that would be actually a higher percentage of people, which doesn't make it any better, but it's something just to think about, that that Americans are struggling.
Yeah.
And there's so people that may not have a strong coping system in place for themselves are looking to substances to cope. And while they didn't have any addictive tendencies, some people are crossing that line into some pretty scary moments.
Right.
Are you seeing any of that? Don't worry about Matt. Don't worry about Matt. Don't worry about Matt. Get away from Matt. I'm asking you, when we're talking about people who are seeking out substances to cope and change how they feel, because normal circumstance, I mean, everyday Americans that may not have addictive tendencies or maybe never known are reaching out. I mean, we know alcohol sales are through the roof. We know that people are trying to manage their emotions during this crazy time. So are you seeing anything in your circle?
Yeah, me. You know, I just the other day was at a place in my recovery that people that know me were like, Jimmy, I have never seen you like this. And so after talking to you and my sponsor and Bonnie and my wife, well, what it comes down to is I was showing signs of depression and anxiety, right? Like I felt like this constant cloud of dread was just all over me. I was all day waiting for something to fall through. Just don't know what's fixing to happen, but it's going to be bad. You know, and I'd never experienced that, Chris. I'm 43 and I've got over 5 years clean, you know. But one thing about it is this path that we're on is a long, slow path and it's got plenty of room for bumps in the road. You know what I mean? And the truth of it is I'm one of the people who is experiencing trouble with my recovery because of COVID-19. And so I got to get all the way back to the base. Right. And so I been listening to speaker tapes nonstop. My wife's been reading recovery literature with me or to me, and uh, I've been talking to my sponsor, called him the last couple of days, reaching out to my network, because I think what you just said is my reality. Like, I'm experiencing symptoms of depression, and I've never had that.
So imagine trying to battle those feelings and doing all that alone.
No way.
You wouldn't make it.
No way.
So
Yeah,
I want to remind people that that support and accountability is critical.
Yeah.
I have this mind that tells me maybe I don't need everybody. Maybe I can figure this out. I'm too scared to share that I'm feeling lethargic and it's hard for me to put one foot in front of the other. I shouldn't be like that. I've got this amount of time in recovery. So anytime I get thoughts like that, I gotta connect with somebody and I gotta share what's going on. So I appreciate you doing that, Jimmy. Put Michael Samples' quote up there that he just said. This is a very good point. Very, very good point. If my recovery is not first in my life, it will quickly become last. How many times have I experienced that? Too many to count.
It's the truth too, Chris.
It definitely is. And so when everybody listening, please share examples of for those who may be struggling right now. How are you taking care of yourself? Please put those in the chat for everybody to see. Tammy says, I'm staying in the scriptures, praying, serving others, and reaching out to others to talk it out when needed. I mean, that pretty much sums it up. Serving, Jimmy, like, my life used to be explained to me, like, when I would walk into a room, I would suck the air out of it because I was so consumed with self. It was all about me. And then I was so completely negative that no one really wanted to be around. And I know that's hard for you all to believe. I'm just kidding. But that's where my life had gotten. And I was a taker. I took until there was nothing left. I'd wring out the relationships in my life until they were just nothing.
Yeah.
And
whirlwind.
Yeah. And so today, my life is, the majority of it is spent through service, being of service. And I have never found a better way to live than that of being of service. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Being of service takes me all the way out. You don't have time to worry about anything that you want to worry about if you helping somebody else. You're all the way out of yourself when you're being of service and helping somebody else. I was reading what JD wrote up here. The gift of desperation is what I hold on to. I looked at old pics recently and remind myself that I don't want to be. And so I experienced some of that yesterday, Chris, what JD's talking about. I went over to help the new peer specialist. I don't know if you guys saw the news interview yesterday. It's now got the PACT project, which is a peer recovery program inside the jail. And so nothing, Chris, that I've encountered in my recovery makes me want to stay clean more than walking through Pulaski County Jail. The smell of the mop on the tile floor, the scratches in the jail doors, seeing the guys unshaved, rough. Oh, my stomach turns, man.
Yeah.
Nothing
Last
makes
time
me
I was
want
in there with you is you talked about the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, man, it just gives me chills, man.
That used to be your home. You had a mailbox.
Yeah, well, you the man when you're in jail. So like it's crazy. Like when I was not in recovery, I would rather be in jail than out here because like I could get my hustle on in there. I could set up with a pack. You got a couple packs of cigarettes, you're rich. Then you come out here and you find out you can't buy food with cigarettes. You can't buy them Jordans with the cigarette, that you fly when you're in there, and your life skills on this side and active in recovery. I don't want no parts of that, Chris.
No.
I don't even want to go in there.
Will you take JD off the screen?
Do
That
you,
hair
do
is
you?
making me really jealous. Get him
Oh
off.
yeah.
No, totally. I mean, I like what Stacia Lynn's saying. I suffer from major depressive disorder. Medication doesn't seem to help. I have found the most relief reaching out, and with the fellowship, I have gained the program I work. I love that.
Yeah.
Another
Stacia's awesome, dude.
another example of reaching out, a service.
Yeah, Stacia's awesome.
You know, a lot of people too. We've got to know. A lot of people probably listening are the helping attitude, right? The helping part of them, and we can't forget that when I start to feel off balanced, I become the person needing the help, and it's okay. A lot of us spend too much time trying to help, and then we burn out, and we can't do that. We got to recharge, replug. Like Teresa is going to take a 4-day weekend. Self-care, don't care. I don't know where she's going, but I support that. 4-day weekend of Teresa time. It's going to be good. What does Teresa say, Jimmy?
Says yesterday was 9 months that I lost my son to an overdose, and I am really struggling trying to accept that he's gone. So I want to say that's Andrew, right? Like I'm pretty sure Teresa is Nick's mom, and so my heart goes out to you because I'm pretty close to Nick. So, man, we're gonna offer up prayers. I think time is the only thing that can heal those wounds.
Yeah, I'm sending out the purple. I sent you a purple heart, Teresa. I think there's a couple of parents in here that have lost a child to an overdose. If you could please reach out to Teresa and offer some support. Teresa, we want to extend our virtual hug to you right now and wrap our arms around you. I can say there's some things going to be happening later in August for the Overdose Awareness Day. We would love for you to be a part of that. Stay tuned to more recovery clinic shows, and we can share what that day is going to look like. We're still kind of brainstorming what's going on for how we're going to put on the Overdose Awareness Day in the middle of this pandemic, but we will be doing something, and we want you to be a part of it. And so Paula is going to hook you up. Paula is one of my favorite people on the whole world, and she's going to reach out to you, Teresa. So thank you for sharing that. We're going to send some love vibes out to the universe for you and your loss.
I'm going to jump up here on Teresa Apple. She said, if your cup is empty, there is nothing to give to others. Keep your cup full. Self-care. That's that peer recovery coming out in Teresa. She hit you straight out of the curriculum.
So tell us, Jimmy, what is peer recovery for those who may not know? Like, we've got a few people that are new. I haven't seen them in here before. So
okay, so
what's peer recovery?
Peer recovery is when you take somebody who has got a couple of years of recovery, that has a direct lived experience with their own personal addiction, and then we train them. They go through a very intensive training, and they go through 500 hours of apprenticeship, and then they test take their recovery, and they strategically help other people navigate through the same system that they've went through. So basically, peers are people in recovery who once were engulfed in the flames of addiction, and they now go back into that fire that once burnt their butt up, carrying buckets of water to people still on fire. That's what peers are. The Navy SEALs of this recovery stuff. That's what we do, dog. Combat. We kick addiction dead now. Oh, I can't say that. This is a state show.
Hey, yeah, and you are in the state drug director's office.
Boy, they listening. They watching.
The camera a little bit. Look at that door.
Y'all want to see? Okay, hold on.
Now, just show the door. behind that door, everybody, I think there's 100 people out there, correct?
Yeah, well, not I don't know about 100, but
Well, there's a lot of
there
other people.
there's a full DHS staff for sure.
Yeah, so they're, shout out to them. Just beyond that door, everybody, is how, the people that are working really hard to continue fighting for the resources for the people that are most vulnerable, people who are seeking help from addiction.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
You're absolutely right, Chris. On the other side of that door is people who have put their life in harm's way. Like they're not just essential workers. They're the ones going out in the field trying to reunify the moms and the children. You've got the treatment team, you've got the prevention team, and you've got the recovery team. That's all part of state stuff. And so they're here. They're at work every day. They're going out in the field. Some of us are going in the jails, in the hospitals, and so big shout out to them, especially the prevention, treatment, and recovery team.
Amen to that. Hey, so you're talking about peer recovery, and you're giving everybody these military words. Now we've got peer recovery Rambos.
Let me put that up on the screen. Tammy, you speaking my language. That's my lingo. I'll shoot you with a recovery arrow.
I look at the peer recovery, the people with lived experience that are in the trenches. I guess there's a recovery warrior term, but it's kind of like me. I woke up or came to out of this blackout, out of this crazy active addiction, and it's kind of like I was in this third world country. I didn't know the language. It was totally foreign to me. The landscape, the terrain was, completely out of my element. And the peer recovery specialist that, helped me was a guide. They knew the language, they knew the terrain, they knew how to navigate the way out and to get me to a place of sustainability in my own recovery. And they kind of helped me learn the language. They helped me understand what was going on in the world around me in terms of recovery. So I always love that analogy. It always makes sense to me. And so,
yeah, there's a lot to being a peer, though, Chris. Like one of the common misconceptions is that you just because you have lived experience, it doesn't necessarily make you a peer. That's the qualifying credential to be trained. And a lot of people, I've had a lot of arguments with people who just didn't get that. You know what I mean? Like you got to go through some very intense training and ongoing apprenticeship, and you got to be having hours signed off, and you've got a 75 question exam that takes 2 hours, and it's really cool. You know what I mean? But we don't want to over professionalize it, right?
Well, I mean, it's the same idea why we, just because, let's just say, just because you have 7 years in recovery, does that mean that you can go out and buy a house and run a really great sober living environment? No, it doesn't. Just because you have the lived experience does not mean. It takes some research and development to figure out what's going on. Because I think a lot of times people will stay in this little bubble. And and like me, I'm speaking from personal experience. I was in this little bubble, and there's a whole world of techniques, best practices that I was unaware of. And so it takes that realization to get out there and get into the literature, to get out and to talk to people who have been in that field, making change, doing a lot of work to make a difference, to learn from them. And so it's the same thing. Just because I took a marketing class in college doesn't make me an expert. But you hear a lot of people that are experts in marketing because they saw an ad they liked on YouTube or something. Anyway, don't get. Yeah. I'm off. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm off my soapbox. But I admire people who want to step up and do something too. But I think there's a way to do it. There are best practices that exist. So why would you want to reinvent the wheel and not even think about following those.
Yeah, right. Stacia said just because you're clean doesn't mean you're in recovery. Or
That's
recovery
gonna hit.
doesn't equal. That's what, Chris?
I said that's going to hit different with some people.
Yeah. So, what came to my mind is, clean time really is more than just one day at a time. You know what I mean? Like the reality is if clean time didn't matter, we wouldn't keep coming back.
We got a chance. If there's sober breath in our lungs, we've got a chance to enjoy life as we're supposed to. JD Skelton, I got to say this. He's trying to use the military lingo now. Put him back up there. Soldiers in recovery. He says soldiers in recovery. I gotta say this because I love
Chris, hold on, man. You
Look.
need to quit hating on the military jargon that we're using. The ultimate weapon, JD, you keep doing you. The ultimate weapon against addiction is one recovering person helping another. The ultimate weapon, and we are mobilizing that army, Chris, right now.
I'm not hating on anything. I'm going to just point something out. Just a quick observation. Him using the lingo, soldiers in recovery, and look at that hair. Look at that beautiful long hair. If you're going to if you're going to jump into the military recovery movement, you're going to have to cut that hair, JD. Is that something you're willing to do? Are you going to go all in for the Army? Are you going to go all in for the Army?
You going to jump in here like a Navy SEAL and shave that head like I did? I got a head full of hair.
They're not going to let you in there.
Stacia said it again. Stacia came back. She double tapped it. Oh no, that's the same.
You double tapped it.
So I double tapped it. Clean time doesn't equal recovery. That's true.
We're so glad you guys are in here with us today. We so love these this time with you in the recovery clinic that's spent talking about solutions, talking about struggles, talking about hope, just talking about everything. That's what these are meant for. I don't know about you, but they energize me. They motivate me. Every time that we've had an episode or a show, I come in here and I get off feeling a lot better than when I first came on. So I appreciate you joining with us. Oh yeah, look at that. Ninjas. I like that. Hey.
That's another word for stealth warrior.
No. When's the last time you heard the President of the United States sick the ninjas on somebody?
Wow. I mean, I feel like you just baited a hook, hoping that I would say, I'm just going to step all the way away from that because you use political terminology. So I'm going to fall back over here and just be like, I'm a recovery ninja. No,
I am too. Hey, sometimes you got to be stealth. Sometimes you got to use a chokehold on somebody.
When's the last time you was stealth?
Me?
Yeah, you hadn't been quiet about recovery since the day you got sober, dude.
No.
Yeah, me either. I refuse to shut up. That's what makes us good advocates. Like we found this new way of life, this gift that God gave us through desperation, and we make it our business to let everybody know that it's there. If you don't want to get high anymore, you don't have to.
Hey, we recover out loud so people don't have to die quietly.
Yeah. Silence is death, to be honest with you, right? Like the reason that I continue to speak out about recovery is because a lot of people don't know recovery exists. They're ashamed. And the more we share our stories, the more we unlock other people's mental prisons.
Yeah. So I like that she used the term ninjas because my daughter, who is 8, is actually in karate now. And I gotta give you credit, Jimmy. You were talking about getting her enrolled, and so we did. And she's very shy, and it's hard for her to be singled out and be the spotlight. And so I've gotten to watch her kind of blossom in when she's in karate. She has to get up in front of everybody and do the forms, which is really awesome to see. And I use the word chokehold. That's definitely not, I don't think is a karate term, but
that's a jiu-jitsu term.
Is it? So that's grappling, right? Grappling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ground and pound.
Yeah, that's right. What's she taking? She taking ATA or is she taking somewhere?
ATA.
Yeah.
She's getting ready to. She's got 3 little notches in her white belt, and she is getting ready to perform whatever little test you
Tai,
have to do to
tai
get.
Chi. She's got to do the Tai Chi pattern to get her
Yeah,
yellow belt.
she's
Yeah.
getting ready to do that this week.
Y'all hear that? That should tell you guys that I'm a recovery ninja. That I'm sit up here to talk about the Tai Chi pattern and the grappling. I'm trying to tell you, I've been trained by the best. Straight,
Hey,
straight.
and Jimmy was trained by the ATA because they traded cigarettes with him for his.
Oh, that's
Oh,
terrible.
that was an even trade. He had a couple packs of cigarettes and he traded it.
Mentality.
Yeah. What did Tammy?
Listen, I'm gonna give you 2 noodles. She said your story is someone else's survival guide. Thank you for sharing.
I love that. Our past is our greatest asset today.
Tammy, I'll give you 1 cigarette and 2 noodles for your story. We don't live like that no more.
No, what were you going to say? Oh, you were just going to say what you just said.
Yeah, I was going to say
Sherry,
something
put
stupid.
Sherry up there. She's got a good
All right. Sherry said, so I spend every day with my daughter 24/7. She is 1 year old, 9 months. She is 1 year and 9 months clean, and I have to lead by example. I stay in the Word and I watch you guys, and we spend a lot of time with my mom. Looking forward to being able to take her to face-to-face meetings. I couldn't do this without God. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know. I got to say it again. I said at the beginning of the show, and as we wrap up and get towards the end, I got to say this one more time. I completely admire whoever is trying to get clean during this time.
Oh yeah, you're a bad person. You getting clean in the middle of COVID.
It's just it's so inspiring to me to see people still being of service when it's so easy to be selfish and stay in and isolate, knowing that it's not good for us. But they continue to show up for people who are hurting. They continue to show up for people who are struggling and looking for a new way to live. And I'm just so grateful for everybody who is there for someone when they reach out, because it's an amazing amount of courage by itself to say, hey, I need help. I'm struggling. It's just doubling down to do that right now. So anyway.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff, Chris.
What do you got?
So I was just sitting here thinking that, the recovery clinic is about to be expanding, right? Like new stuff coming.
Yeah, I think we're going to start meeting face to face, Jimmy. We're going to be in the same studio. We're going to have access to our shows via podcast, live stream, continuing to do that, of course, and on the radio. And so we look forward to developing that and sharing more about what we figure out with you as things become.
Right. So, you know what? I was sitting here thinking, Chris, and I know this is really talked about it, but what I do know is that one of the things that we want to do with the Recovery Clinic platform is we want to show the world that recovery is real, and we want to give you the chance to help people, right? So this is what I think. I think anybody who wants to share their story should inbox. Now, you guys, I'm going to type this in here. It won't let me type in the chat no more.
While you're trying to figure that out, someone's angry at us, I guess.
They hit an angry button. They'll be all right. So, the recipe for failure is to try to make everyone happy. So what I want you guys to do is make a 2-minute video of you very specifically and intentionally sharing your recovery, how long you were in addiction, what it was like, where you're at today, and how you got where, and what life is like clean and sober. And I want you to submit that to Chris and I, and we will vet that. And if it's not a negative video, if you don't use any profanity, Chris and I can publish that on the Recovery Clinic platform. And that's what we want to do. We want to help everybody learn to carry a message of hope. Right, Chris? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Is that a good idea,
That's
or are you
easy.
mad because I didn't talk to you about it first?
It's a no-brainer. And we all know that sometimes you follow impulse.
Like
Hey,
renting
I want
jet
to say hi to
skis.
Wade Carter.
Wade Carter's in here?
He's in here. He's watching.
No.
Parker Blake Jr.'s in here.
Parker, I'm about to get on Parker. Parker calls me once a month and Chris, you call me once a month and want me to answer the phone.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. So what is Parker doing? So he'll be right back. He will be right back in the swing of things as he comes back. There he is. Hey, so what's going on with Parker?
I cannot stand this internet connection. Okay. Yeah, I'll put you on blast, Parker. So here's the deal.
He says lies. He says
not lies.
3 exclamation.
Listen, one thing about me, if you don't want me to hold you accountable publicly and privately, don't ask me to sponsor you. This son of a gun calls me once a month and then got the nerve to be angry when I don't answer the phone. Once a month. You want me to commit to that type of inconsistency?
I thought he said I could call Chris instead.
I could call more Chris. Oh, yeah, you could call Chris. He'd probably help you better than I would.
No, it's
All right, let's see.
Wade says
All right.
That may have been me. It was by accident. Love y'all with a black heart. Wade, you don't have a black heart. We know that.
So here's the email that I want you guys to send your videos to. Jimmy McGill Live at gmail.com. Can you remember that? Jimmy McGill Live. That's 3 L's at the end. McGill and Live at gmail.com. And keep it at about 2 minutes of video. And we will, if you don't cuss and you're well structured, Chris and I will share it on the Recovery Clinic page. Right, Chris?
That's right. I did, Carrie. Sang him right back in here. I need, that's one of the things that singing, nah.
Were you singing to me?
I was.
Well, it's been a pretty good show, my man.
Yeah.
You got anything else before we wrap it up? Because I'm dying to go to lunch.
I think that's a good idea.
Lunch.
We will see you guys next week on Wednesday at 11 a.m. We just totally enjoy doing these with you all. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of tough conversations as well, and so I think that's from one end of this spectrum to another. We just love being a part of your recovery journey, and we understand that not everything's going to be standing on top of the mountain. Sometimes it's in the valley, and so with a group this big, we know that there's no problem, there's no challenge that we can't overcome together. And so we're going to continue to do these with you. And so have a great rest of the week. And Jimmy, why don't you take us out?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. If you want to follow your host, you can do so on our public pages. Mine is Jimmy McGill Live. If you type it in, you'll see me in a suit and tie looking all sophisticated. And if you want to follow Chris, his URL is at 10th Second Chance. We recover out loud. We share our lives and our recovery. We want to inspire people, and that's all. That's the only reason we do this, is to inspire change and action. And so we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 11 a.m. with a better connection. I promise.